Hey guys, it's Jay, and welcome back to Riding in Search of Enlightenment. These cold months, I like to fill my winter months with kind of planning for trips that are going to be coming up in the season here, and also just planning on what work that I want to do to the bike. You know, how do I want to push the bike further to kind of my perfect view of how it should be, or that ideal ride. I realize now that I talk in my vlogs a lot about work I'm doing to the bike, and a little bit about the direction, but not really about my vision. And the vision for the motorcycle, I think, is important. It's definitely changed a little bit as my riding style has changed. Of course, when I first got into riding motorcycles, I was more into bobber style. I think that's really influenced the way that I build my bike out now and the way that I customize my bike. Just because I do like kind of the less is more idea. So cutting as much weight off the bike as possible while it remains functional. You kind of get a better aesthetic that way too. I like the look of the naked motorcycle more than covered with a bunch of doodads. But as well, I really like stunt dynas. I like the way that stunt dynas are set up so that the performance is the number one thing that someone is worried about, and so like been beefing up the performance of my motorcycle. I'm looking for more of like a stunt dyna approach, but as well I like to do really long trips, and so I'm setting it up with bags. When I go on long trips, I just want to have the bike decked out exactly the way that I like, and so that's why I like the tall T-bars, really comfortable ergonomic seating position for myself. I have really long legs, and so I have forward controls that have larger footboards that are adjustable, and so they're kind of like in between a forward and mid position, which is fantastic for me, especially on the longer rides. I can stretch my feet out, but I found with foot pegs, my feet were bouncing all over the place. I have size 13 feet, and so it was uncomfortable on some of the longer highway rides. So just little things like that. But so I really like club style dynas. I really like stunt dynas, and so I kind of made a chimera of the two, or I'm trying to. And then as well, looking at that long distance travel, but keeping nimble. So that's why I haven't jumped to a touring motorcycle. A lot of people have kind of said that, like, why are you building out this motorcycle, and why wouldn't you try to get onto like a Road Glide or a Road King? And I like the nimbleness of the Dyna frame. It's just lighter. It feels like you can throw the bike around a little bit more, but there's enough bike there and enough engine there that it really goes. And so it feels like a hot rod platform. It's a really light frame and then a beefed up engine, and I just love that. The lightness of the bike when you're taking it through the twisties. When I was on my trip to BC, it was phenomenal. So like you can't really beat that. And so as I move forward with my build, I picked up a rear swing arm lift kit that I'm going to be popping on there as well this season. I love the suspension that I'm running right now. It has great travel. It just feels nice, except I just want a little bit more ground clearance, and I want a little bit more of that fender gap, just because I feel like the bike rides a little bit smoother when the tail end's a little bit taller. So I'm going to be tossing those on shortly, as well as the Viking bags, and also a little bit more lighting. I kind of went with the minimal look. I cut most of the additional bullshit off the motorcycle, like I said. I kind of bobbing it or chopping it out when I first got the bike, just taking off any of the excess bells and whistles as I customized it to kind of my liking. And one of those was like taking off the really ugly ears on the tail end. I absolutely hate the rear turn signals that come on Dynas. They're disgusting. They look like shit. But I chopped those off, and I got an integrated rear tail light that has turn signals in it. But that being said, when I'm on the highway, when it's dark, when I'm on these longer trips, it's kind of tough to see when you just have that small tail light. And so I've opted to grab some more LED lighting for the back end. I'm going to be bolting it in between my bags and the fender, and then just running some LED turn signals and running lights / stop lights, just so I'm a little bit more visible. They're really light. I managed to grab some LED banks off the internet, so I'm just going to build up some custom brackets and kind of modify them to my liking. But when you're behind me, you're going to be able to see me. And that's my main concern, is that like, I want my bike to look aesthetic. I want it to look amazing. You know, I want it to perform, but I also want to be alive. And so having good lighting is essential. And so I'm going to make sure that I update the bike with that as well. Moving forward, like I said earlier, I like to plan trips in kind of the springtime and, you know, the dead of winter. Right now, we're in Canadian winter still. You know, we're -10, -15. It's snowing quite a bit every day. So in order to keep your kind of head in the clouds, I guess, and out of the weather that we're having here, I like to think about the trips that I'm going to be planning for this season. And so I talked last year about Run to the Hill. I'm going to be doing that this year. I'm planning Run to the Hill, which is going to be a 4-day excursion, which goes, you know, rips into the mountain line and via Beaumont, which is going to be fantastic. So we go Saskatoon to Beaumont for a night. We rip from Beaumont into Jasper. We turn in Jasper, come all the way down, and we end up spending the night in Calgary. But we ride down through the mountains all day. So it's 8 hours of riding down through the mountains. Really, really beautiful. And then we take a day to rest in Calgary and do whatever. And then the last day, ride home. So the 4th day is the ride home. So it's going to be Run to the Hill. I'm just kind of setting up the logistics for that right now. And another trip that I confirmed with hotel bookings via my uncle is Sturgis. We're going to be doing Sturgis this year. I'm extremely excited. So heading down to Sturgis. If you guys don't know, Sturgis is from the August 2nd to August 11th. And we're going to be heading down that week and checking it out. I've never been to Sturgis before. I've heard the riding's amazing. Black Hills look amazing. I've just been watching videos and kind of getting enthralled in it. I'm really excited about this, you guys. My uncle's been to Sturgis before, rides a touring bike, beautiful Harley Davidson. So really excited to kind of videotape our progress as we go down there. We're going to break the trip up into 2 days when we go down. I don't know what we're going to be doing when we come back. You know, we might one-shot it, but just to play it safe on the way down, we're breaking the trip up into 2 days. And yeah, it should be amazing. I'm really excited about this, you guys. I'm going to document the whole thing, and of course you guys will be privy to seeing the packing and how everything goes. So stay tuned. There's lots of cool stuff coming on the channel. There's lots of cool stuff coming for this spring and this riding season, as well as some more additional rides. So that's going to be my focus this year, is just really focusing on planning a lot of trips with the friends and planning a lot of these little runs, and just like being the actual like route planner, like coming up with, you know, what stops we're going to be taking, what highways we're going to be taking, and just kind of like breaking it down and getting better at that, because I think that that's part of the raw essence of motorcycles and why I love riding motorcycles so much, is that adventure. And so you know, being a map reader, you know, being a guy that's kind of coming up with more of my adventures, not just kind of throwing caution to the wind, which I do lots. I kind of just jump on the bike and ride, but doing multi-day excursions, you know, you got to do a little bit of planning, and so that's a fun part too. So stay tuned. I'm going to be showing you guys all that stuff. Have a good day, guys. Peace.